Good morning Year 4 and welcome to Friday's maths lesson. So this is our final lesson of the week and it's also going to be our final lesson of division. So next week we are moving on to a new concepts. So let's just recap some of the things we've been doing this week and I'll move on to our learning question for today. Now my warm up for us to do is one of these questions that we've had in our books already. So I've got an answer and I've got 3 number sentences and they are all division. One of my answers links to the big number that I've got in my box. So we need to work out all 3 of the number sentences to work out which one I need to circle that has the correct answer that is shown. Okay, so my first question is 16 divided by 4. Think about our learning from this week. How did we use the inverse method to work out what a division number sentence could be? So we used our times tables, didn't we? And which times tables am I going to be using in this number sentence, 16 divided by 4? I'm going to be using my 4 times table, aren't I? And I'm going to be counting up in 4s until I reach the number 16. So I've got 4, 8, 12, 16. So 4 equal groups of 4 make 16. So my answer is going to be 4. Now you can see that it is not the answer that I've got on the board, but I'm still going to work it out just to make sure. My next question that I've got is 15 divided by 3. So I need to use my 3 times table up to 15 to see how many equal groups I can fit in. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I have 5 equal groups of 3 that make 15. So 5 is my answer. And finally, we come on to 20 divided by 2. We have spoke about dividing by 2 this week, and that means that we are halving. So half of 20 is 10. And you can see from on the board, we've got one answer here, which has the same answer from the large number on the other side of the screen. So I'm going to circle this number here to show that this is the corresponding number sentence to my answer. Okay. Now let's have a look at our learning question for today, because yesterday I introduced you to the bus stop method for division, which is also known as the formal written division. And we often use this method if the numbers are much larger than we can use in our times tables. For example, if we got onto 3-digit numbers, or this one here, 96 divided by 4, we would be using our 4 times table for a lot, and it's not as efficient, it's time consuming, and you're more likely to have an error in your mental calculations in your head. So when we have larger numbers that we need to divide, this is the most efficient method. Now yesterday you've worked really well and there was some really good working out. I think we do need another day to work on our bus stop division. So today we're actually not working in our maths books. What you will need today is just a pencil, a rubber and some paper. If you've got squared paper, that's great. If not, please don't worry, but we have got a series of questions on the whiteboard that we're going to work through as a group, and then I'm going to set you off with your own questions to do at home. At the end of the lesson, we will come and have a look at a challenge that I've set you just for those that want to push themselves just that little bit further. So today's learning question is, can I continue to use bus stop method division? The bus stop method for division. So we were using it yesterday. I was introducing the method yesterday. Today we're going to really have a look at that method and we're going to spot how we can work out these long divisions and have a real concrete understanding of how to solve them. So these are the 4 that I want us to have a look at, and we're going to work through these together. I want you to be working these out in your head or saying aloud at home so that you can see what steps I'm going to come on to next before I say it on your device. So that's the main thing I need you to be looking at today. Let's have a look at this first one on the board. So we can see we've got our bus stop here. 96 is in the bus stop and 4 is outside of the bus stop. So what is my number sentence? Have a think of what we were saying yesterday. So my number sentence should be 96 divided by 4. And it's going to be the most efficient method to do this, because if we were using our 4 times table, we would be going much more further than 4 times 12 when we are getting to a larger number. So the first thing we look at is this column here. So we've got 4 and we've got 9. How many 4s can I get into 9? So I'm going to use my 4 times table. So I've got 4, 8, and then I move on to 12. Now 12 is much bigger than 9. So what I can do is represent this as a picture to help me understand how many groups I can make. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is one group because in each group there is only allowed 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. There's another 4, so that's another group. So I've got 2 groups so far, and I need to have 9. How many equal groups have I got above me? I've got 1 here, and I've got 1 here, haven't I? So I've got 2 lots of 4, but I've got 1 left over. Who can remember from yesterday's learning how I would represent that in my formal written method? So what I would do, I would have my 2 equal groups that I can see. But I've got this 1 left over and I can't forget that, or else my division method will not work. So that 1 is exchanged into my 1's column. So my 6 is now 10 times bigger. And what number has it become? Can you say that for me, what number it is? So it's the number 16. So now what I need to do is see how many equal groups of 4 can go into 16. Now I can use my times table for this, or I could also use my pictorial method as well. So if I want to use the pictorial method, I'll rub this out so we can start again. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 1 group. 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 groups. 9, 10, 11, 12. 3 groups. 13, 14, 15, 16. 4 groups, and I've stopped on 16 because that's the number that I'm looking for to see how many equal groups of 4 can fit into that number. How many equal groups can fit into 16? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 groups of 4 make 16, and that's where I can write my answer down here. So what is going to be my full number sentence for this now? So I've worked it out, but what is my number sentence? Because this is not shown as a number sentence. So have a think. Okay, so it's 96 divided by 4, and my answer is above is 24. Okay, so I've worked out that long division above me, like so. Let's try another one. So I've got 55 divided by 5. So this one is going to be quite easy because I know how many groups of 5 can fit into 5. So how many groups of 5 fits into 5? Well, it's 1 group, isn't it? So I'm putting 1 here. And if you've got nothing to carry over into your other column, then that's fine. You just move on to the next number. So now I need to do the same again. How many 5s fit into 5? I can make 1 group of 5 with 5, can't I? So that's also a 1. And you can see there that there was no exchanging this time, but my answer would be 11. So the full number sentence would be 55 divided by 5 equals 11. Okay. Let's move on to the final 2 before I give you yours for today. So this number sentence here, can you tell me this number sentence before I say it on the video? Okay, so you should have got 91 divided by 7. Okay, so we need to know how many equal groups of 7 can we make with 9. So let's just have a look on a larger scale. So I need to do how many, so I've got 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 1 group, 8, 9. So I've got 1 group, but I've got 2 that are left over that don't fit into an equal group. So let's go back. So how many groups did I have? I had 1 group, but how many did I have that were left over? 2, didn't I? Well done. So my 2 gets carried across, and this 1 is now turned to the number 21. So now I need to know how many equal groups of 7 fit into 21. And you can use your 7 times table for this. So 1 times 7 is 7, 2 times 7 is 14, 3 times 7 is 21. So 3 equal groups of 7 make 21. And I'm going to put that in this box here. Oh. Let's get that line away. There we go. So my full number sentence, guys, is going to be 91 divided by 7 equals 13. Okay, so this is our final one that we're going to do as a group today. So I've got 56 divided by 4, haven't I? 56 divided by 4. So how many equal groups of 4 can I make with the number 5? So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one group, 5. So how many groups have I got? I've got 1 equal group and 1 left over. So let's go back. So I've got 1 equal group and 1 left over. My 6 is now turned to what number, guys? It's turned to the number 16, hasn't it? Well done. So how many equal groups of 4 can I make with 16? Let's use our 4 times table. So 4, 8, 12, 16. And how many groups have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lots of 4 make 16. So I'm going to put 4 in here. So my answer will be 14. 56 divided by 4 equals 14. Okay. Now, on my board here, let's move on. I have got a series of questions which I want you to work out on your piece of paper. There are 6 questions that I want you to complete today, and those are the ones I definitely want to see when you send them into the Year 4 email address. These are your 6, and I want to see these written out on paper. Please make sure you use a ruler for making your bus stop, okay? So you can pause the video now so you can see the questions that I have set you to do in your workbooks, and then we're going to move on to the challenge for those that want to embed their learning a little bit further. Okay, so let's have a look at my challenge for today. So my challenge, I've got an extra 4 questions. So if you really wanted to challenge yourself, that would mean you've got 6 questions in total. Now you can see that these are not laid out as bus stop, are they? They're laid out as a number sentence that we quite often see. I want you to represent each of these number sentences as a bus stop. For example, the purple question I've got says 69 divided by 3. I'd like you to show that as a bus stop. So we'd have 69 in the bus stop and 3 outside. And I want you to do that for all of those 3. So if you want to pause the video now, those are your extra 4 questions that you can do if you want to complete Miss Chaff's challenge for today. Okay, everybody, so that is our learning. Remember, there is no workbook. I want us to really drill in to this bus stop method so we are confident before we move on to next week's learning, because this is our final week and our final lesson of division. So well done for all of your hard work, everybody, and I hope to see lots of you attempting this challenge.